Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous video, I have shown you how to design this new form record. If you have not watched my previous video, then just please go to description. There I have put the link for my previous video, or you can simply click on the suggestion on the right side of your screen. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to backend code for this, how to add data inside this. Here you can see this. I have added few data inside this, but it's same for each of the record. So I'm going to change this all stuff and I'm going to code for the save and reset button. So let me just close this first and move back to our form. So we have this add new phone record. So here what we have to do is we have to just add items to these combo box. So for RAM, I have already added that into the collection, and for the internal storage I'm going to add, just click on this, click on collection, select this and move back to our project, complete project. Okay, and here let me just copy this stuff from here, just click on this. You can manually write it, how much internal storage, and paste it over here. After 64 GB, I guess 128 GB is there in the market, so I'm going to add that. You can add as per your requirement. Just click on this. After this, expandable up to, and let me just copy that too from here. Just click on this, select this, paste it, 256 GB. I'm going to add one more and hit OK. So now our item is added. Display size, let me just copy that from my complete project. So display, just copy this. You can just pause the video, manually write it and paste it over here, or you can add 6.5 inch or more, you can add it. In the same way we have to add for the rear camera. Just click on this, select items, just remove these and copy this. You have to just pause the video and just copy and paste it or manually write it. Paste, hit OK. The same way we have to do for the front camera. Just click on this, select items, just go to front camera, click on this, items, copy, cancel, paste it and hit OK. For fingerprint sensor, we have to set either yes or no, so I'm going to write it directly. Okay, so let me just copy it because I don't remember that it's in uppercase or lowercase. So in both, I'm going to copy that, paste it over there and hit OK. Sim type, I'm going to change this property. So sim type is this one. Just copy items and you have to add these, paste and OK. Network type, just click on this, select items, delete all, move back. You just copy these, hit OK. Okay, sorry, so by mistake I have just pasted the network sim type in the network type. Okay, just copy this and let me paste it over here. And let me just price is a normal text box. Okay, so now I'm going to start this and let's see if the items are added or records are added inside these or not. Here you can see this. Now megapixels are here, internal storage, RAM, display expandable to 56 GB, display 5.5 inch, front camera and etc. All this stuff is now added. Sim type, one sim, fingerprint yes or no, these bold 2G, 3G etc. And you can manually write it over here. So everything is added now. So now here you can observe one small stuff is that when this form loads, this new phone record is on the place. We haven't clicked on this add new phone, but it's still on the dashboard. So how to do that? when the form loads, I don't want this user control needs to be visible. When I click on this, then only this pops up. So how to do that? For that, let's move back to our design. Here you can observe on the empty space on the top of this, just double click on this, and what we have to do is we have to just type user control add new phone, and from where it comes is when you drag and drop this over here, it has some name. This one, user control add new phone 1. So that name is this. Dot visible is equals false. I want this. Now let me just start this and let's see if that works or not. Here you can see this. Now that form is not visible. So now what I want is when I click on this, the user control needs to be visible, but for now it's not visible. So how to do that? Let me just close this and let me do that. So for that, what we have to do is we have to first change the name of these buttons as well. So let me just change the name of these buttons for now. So btn add new phone. So I'm going to change the name of this one. So the name is changed. Just double click on this and this will generate a click event, btn add new phone click event. And here what I want is, first thing I want to make it visible. Dot visible is equal to true. And second thing what I want is that user control visible, user control add new form to bring to front, because in the further we are going to add more user control like this. So that's why when I click on that button, make that panel visible and bring it to front. Okay, so now I'm going to start this and let's see if it works or not. When I click on this, now you can see this, it's visible. Okay, so now we are going to change the name of these controls as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the name of this text box. So I'm going to change this one txt company, hit enter. Change this one to txt model, change this one to txt ram, change this one to txt internal, change this one to txt external, sorry, expandable, change this one to txt display, now change this one to txt rear, this one to txt front, this one to txt fingerprint, this one to txt sim, this one to txt network, this one to txt price, and this one to txt button reset, sorry, btn reset, and change this one to btn save. Okay, so now before we start coding with this on the save button, what we have to do is we have to first create a database for this mobile shop management system, and after that we have to create a table to save this much of data inside that. So for that, let me just move back to our Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, and it's the 2012 version. So I'm going to, you have to do that when you start this option will be selected by default. There's nothing but master. Here you can see this. Now you have to execute this query, create database mobile shop, and select the, write this manually, write this. If this is not visible, let me just make it zoom. So you have to write this, create database mobile shop, and after this select this and execute. When you execute and just right click over here, and you will find an option refresh. You have to just click on that, and after that what you have to do is you have to just go over here, connect to this and connect. And after connecting, what you will find is you have to just change this from master to your mobile shop, you will find a database with this name. Here you can see this. Now I have selected the mobile shop, and after this what you have to do is you have to just execute this query, this one, create table new mobile. In this, MID is the ID for each mobile. C name is company name, M name is mobile name, R RAM, internal, expandable, display size, rear, front, fingerprint, yes or no, SIM type, network, and price. Price isn't big int because it's an integer type, so that's why the price is big int. So make sure you pause the video and properly write as it is. If you make changes, then you are responsible to make changes throughout the project. Okay, so if you make any changes, then keep in that your mind and make sure you make changes everywhere where it's required. Okay, otherwise you just need to write this manually. Just pause the video and execute this. I hope you have executed. Now let me move back to our database to our project. So our project is mobile shop video just. So I'm back over here. So now here what we have to do is, before going to execute the query or going to work with the save button, I want to actually add a class inside our project. So you have to just go to Solution Explorer, right click on this, click on add, and you have to select the class. And I'm going to name this class function and hit enter. After this, a class will be added. In this class, I'm going to add few methods to get data, set data, and to add data into the combo boxes. So I'm going to add the first stuff. First stuff is nothing but I'm going to set a connection with the database. So I'm going to set a connection first. So my connection method will be protected because I don't want to access database from outside of this class. So protected SQL. So here you can observe it's showing a small blue over there. So you have to just click on this, and before that let me just write SQL connection in the same way I have written over here. And after this what we have to do is we have to just hover over here, and after this you will find this, click on this using system data.sql client. You have to just click on this and it will include a library which we require. Here you can see this library. You can manually write it or you can do in the same way I have done over here. So I'm going to write the method name, that is get connection, and if you are worried about why I have written SQL connection over here, because this method is going to return a SQL connection object. That's why I have written SQL connection over here. So why this is showing an error, because it's expecting a return of SQL connection type, but we haven't returned anything yet. So that's why it's causing an error. So let me just write few lines of code, and after that this error will be automatically resolved. So SQL connection con equals new SQL connection, and after this we have to pass the con.connection string, and this connection string what we have to pass is, let me just move back to our database, and you have to just click on this file and click on connect object explorer. Just copy this line, server name, just copy this, cancel, move back to your project, and here you have to write data source equals, and you have to paste it, and you have to add one more slash over here, otherwise it will generate an error. And after this you have to mention the database name. So my database name is nothing but mobile shop, and after this what we have to do is we have to write integrated security is equal to true. That's it. You have to write this much of line, and after this you have to just return con, and when I return con, here you can observe the error has been resolved. Now we have the connection And now what we have to do is we have to create two methods to get data and set data. Okay, so let me write the first one, that is public, and this is going to return data set. So it's showing an error, that's why you have to just click on this and click on this. Using data, when you import this library you can use the data set. So this method is get data. So get data is expecting two. First thing is query. I'm going to explain you, don't worry if you don't know any of these stuff, why I'm writing, how it's going to work. Any of these questions is still in your mind, so don't you worry about that. Just keep watching, keep supporting. If you find any error, you can simply contact us on Instagram. You have to just search for btechdays without space and you will find our account. There you can directly text us. We will going to help you out with that, and you can contact us anytime. So you can see this, it's showing error because with the same return type, because we haven't returned anything. It's expecting data set return type. Okay, so what actually going on here is, suppose the query is a variable, and in this I have written select star from my table name is something new mobile, the query which I have fired now, new mobile, this one. So I want everything from this table. So this query we have to execute on the database. So that is being passed when we call this method get data. This query is going to be passed inside this. And how we are going to use this query, let me just show you. First thing, I want a SQL connection. So for that I have already written a method get connection. So I'm going to create a SQL connection object con, and here you have to just call the method that is get connection, and this method is going to return a connection object. Here you can see this, it's going to return a connection object, and this is going to store over here. With the help of that, now we can access the connection, we can actually have the connection object. Okay, so after this we have to pass the SQL command, and in this command cmd new SQL command, I have created object of that, and after this command dot connection, and this we are going to pass the connection con. After this what we have to do is command text. So our command text is nothing but query. From where this query comes, this query is nothing but this. Either you can write query over here like this, or you can write like this. Let me just copy this and show you how it actually works and paste it over here. Here you can see this. Either you can write this. This is the way to write the hard-coded program. So if you write this method for like this, then this is going to only, in this method you are going to only fire this query. And if you write like this, then whatever query you are going to pass when you are calling this method, that query will be executed, and that data fetched data will going to be returned with this method. And after now we have executed the query, and after this we need a SQL data adapter to store some data. We need SQL data adapter in data set as well. So da equals new SQL data adapter, and in this we have to pass the command, and after this we need data set, ds equals new data set, and we have to fill the data set, da dot fill ds. And now we have done all the stuff. Now we have to just return the data set object ds. Our data set object is nothing but ds. Here you can see this, when I write this return ds, the error has been resolved. With this method we can actually extract the data from the database. We can fire any query inside this, and we are going to get that data. Okay, so now I'm going to write one more method to actually insert the data. So in this method public, and this method is not going to return anything, so public void set data. I'm going to name this method set data, and this I'm going to write this query, and in this what we have to do is we have to copy this, and let me make some changes over here. Get connection on, and let me just remove this much of stuff. We don't need these, we need only these three lines. And after this what we have to do is we have to open the connection con.open, and after this we have to pass the cmd.command text is equal to query, and after this cmd.execute non-query, and finally we have to close the connection after the execution of query. And after this I want to show a message box or message. Okay, so you can see this, it's showing to add something over here. So click on this Windows Forms, you have to add this, and when I add, the color of the message box has been changed. Now we can use the message box show, and in this method I am going to write something: data processed successfully, and after this name is success, and I want this message box with button, so I want the button needs to be 24K, and message box icon needs to be information. Okay, so for now we need only two methods. This method is going to use for to extract data from the database, and this method is going to use for insertion of data, deletion of data, and updation. These type of all this stuff is going to be done with the set data. So we need two methods for now, and for this video we need only this method to get data. Sorry, we need this method actually. We are going to insert the data into the database, so for that's why we need only this method. Okay, so now I'm going to move back to our database or something to our form actually, and here what we have to do is we have to code for this save button. So when I double click on this will generate a button save click event, and here what we have to do is we have to first, let me just move this method over here. Here what we have to do is first we want to extract all the data from each of these combo boxes and text boxes into a variable. So I'm going to write it over here, string. First thing is nothing but company, so txt company dot text, so I'm going to need that. And after the company we have model, so I'm going to write txt model dot text, and after model we have ram, txt ram dot text string internal and okay, so I'm going to change the mistake, sorry, change the word, because internal is something a reserved word, that's why I'm going to use intel. Okay, so equals txt internal dot text, and after this we have string expandable equals txt expandable dot text. After expandable we have string display equals txt display dot text, and after display we have rear equals to txt rear camera, that's it, text, and after rear we have front equals txt front dot text, and after this we have string fingerprint equals txt fingerprint dot text. Okay, so string after fingerprint, we have sim equals to txt sim dot text, and after sim we have network equals txt network dot text, and after this we have price. So price is in the big int format in the database. Here you can see this, it's in the big int format, so that's why we cannot just simply write a string and after that we can just start coding with that. That's not, we have to convert this into the int64 bit, and let me just name this price and equals, and after this we have to write int64 dot parse is a method to convert dot parse is a method to convert string into the integer format. So parse txt price dot text, when you write this it will perfectly fine, it will run it perfectly fine. So now everything in the design is now in the variable. So every data from these text boxes is now variable. So let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and we have one more 12. So we have 12 over here. After this, what we have to do is we have to write the query. So for query, what we have to do is we have to make a variables first. Before creating a variable, I need function fn equals new function. I'm going to create an object of that function. This class, this one is function class. So I've created an object for that function class. And after this, what I have to do is I have to make a variable, so string type variable, that is query. You can write anything over here. I'm just naming it query because it's look much more similar and easy to identify. That's why I have written query over here. So now I'm going to write the query. With the help of this function, I can call the method inside this. So I'm going to call this get data, set data, any method I'm going to call with that object fn. Okay, so I'm going to write the query over here. So which query we have to write is I'm going to write the insert query. So insert into which table? New mobile. So my table name is new mobile. Let me show you quickly. This one is new mobile. It's showing a red line under this one because I have already executed this query, and this with this name the table is already exist in my database. If I make any changes in this, the error will be resolved. Okay, here you can see this, now error is resolved. It shows that this table is already exist in my database. Okay, so insert into new mobile, and we have to mention the column names over here. So let me just move back over here. I've already written the column name. So this one, first thing is m name, c name. Okay, so I'm missing something, right? So I'm missing the c name. Okay, let me just copy this over here and paste it over here. Just make a comma. C name, m name, after that RAM, internal, expandable, display, rear, front, finger, sim, network, price. Make sure you follow the same sequence in which order you have created the table. So I'm going to copy this stuff and move back over here, and we have to paste it over here inside this. And after this, what we have to do is we have to write values, and inside this we have to write one by one. So first thing is company, so I'm going to add that plus plus like this. Okay, so let me just make this full screen. Let me just make this small so that I can write easily. So in this I'm going to write the company because first is nothing but company. After this you have to put the comma like this, single quotes, double quotes, and then the 2 plus, and in this model. So let me just copy this stuff one time, just single quote, double quote, with again double quotes and single quote within this 2 plus sign, and we have to copy this much of stuff and paste it once again. We need how many? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, because last one is integer type, so for that we have to write in a different way. So I need 11. So 2 is already there, so we have to paste it for 9 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 9 times. I have pasted it for 9 times. So after model, what we have is we have RAM. After RAM, we have internal. Intel, it's Intel. After internal, we have expandable. After expandable, we have display. You can, if you get confused, just pause the video and just write every stuff. After display, we have rear. Make sure you follow the order. Rear, front. After front, you have to mention fingerprint. After fingerprint, we have SIM. After SIM, we have network. So now everything is resolved. Let me just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So last one is this one. So let me just remove this. So for integer type, you have to just remove the single quote from this. Just double quote and just plus sign inside this, and you have to write price over here. So now our query is ready. Every error has been resolved. Now what we have to do is we have to just call that method. So which method we have to call is fn, that is the object I have created over here. You can see this when I write fn, this fn is also marked. Here you can see this, and we have to call the method set data because I'm going to insert the data, and in this we have to pass the query. It's expecting a string query, so I'm going to pass this and just close this. Here you can see this. Now let me just start this and click on this, and our form is over here. So now I'm going to click on this button without filling any data. When I click on this, an unhandled exception of type system format exception occurred. This is why, because we haven't checked for that if the text box is empty or the combo box is not selected. So in that case, this type of problem will occur. So what we have to do is we have to just check that txt company.text is not equals to null, and txt model dot text is not equal to null, and txt after model we have nothing but ram dot text is not equal to this one, and let me just put this inside this bracket, and let's check this one for if that work for combo box or not. Just click on this, and okay, here you can see this, nothing happens because we haven't said anything for else condition. So I'm going to set the else condition. I need a message box, so message box dot show fill all data, and this message box needs to be named with information, and this message box needs a few button, that is okay, and message box icon needs to be information. Okay, so that's it. So let me just start this once again and let's see what happened when I fill something and not selected this RAM. When I click on this, fill all data. Okay, so when I select inside this and remove this, it will again say fill all data. So we have to check for each of these stuff, so I'm not going to now write the same code for each of the stuff. So and after this txt internal dot text is not equal to null, and after this txt expandable dot text is not equal to null, and txt expandable, after this we have display dot text is not equal to null, and txt after display we have rear dot text not equal to null, and txt front dot text is not equal to null, and after front we have fingerprint dot text not equal to null, and txt stem dot text is not equal to null, and txt network, so we have network dot text not null, and txt price dot text not equal to null. So let me count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So we have checked for each of these text boxes. Now let me just start this and let's see if that work or not. Just click on this. We just select randomly any of these stuff and click on this, fill all data. Here you can see this. Now still it will show fill all data, which is still save fill all data. So now I'm going to fill all the data. Okay, so let me just start this and click on this, and I'm going to add some Micro Max, model name as Micro 10, and RAM will be 4 GB, internal storage 64 GB, expandable up to 256 GB, display 6-inch, rear camera is 20 megapixel, front camera 10 megapixel or 15 I guess. Oh sorry, 15, I haven't given the option for that, you can add that manually. Fingerprint, yes. SIM type, dual SIM. Network type 4G. If I try to save this, it's still the same. So I'm going to add the price, it's 16 or 18,000, and click on this. Data processed successfully, and let me just move back over here and let me just execute this query. Select start from new mobile. So these data are previously added. For now we have added Micromax Micro 10 4GB 64 expandable to 256 GB 6-inch 20 megapixel 10, yes, dual SIM. Now our actually save button is working fine. So now we have to code for this reset button. When I click on this reset, what I want is every stuff in this needs to be cleared. So how to do that? We just close this and move back over here and move back to this user control. Just double click on this reset button. This will generate a click event, and here you have to just write the manually few stuff. That is txt company dot clear. It's a text box, that's why this clear method will work perfectly fine on this txt company, and txt model is also a text box, so that's why clear will also work fine on that. But with the what is the case with the RAM? txt RAM is nothing but it's a combo box. So clear doesn't work. Reset text, I tried that but it doesn't work. So what we have to do is we have to just write this txt RAM dot start index is equal to -1. Now let's see if that work or not. Let me just start this, add new, write something over here, write something, and when I click on this, now everything is removed. But when I select this and when I write something, now click on this, and here you can see this, now RAM is also empty. So now that works perfectly fine. So in the same way we have to do for the rest. So how to do that? So that you have to write txt internal dot start index is equal -1, txt expandable dot start index equals -1, txt display dot start index equals -1, and after display we have txt fingerprint dot start index equal -1. And after this, what we have is txt front dot start index is equals -1. Txt rear dot start index is equals -1. You can write in any order if you want. So guys, if you still haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe and hit the bell icon, and don't forget to share with your friends. If you have any query, you can ask with us. Just comment in the comment section, or you can just text on Instagram. Follow over there. So we have to write txt rear. After rear we have sim dot start index is equal -1, and after sim we have network. Okay, network dot start index is equal to -1. Okay, -1. And after this we have txt price. So don't make the same mistake. Txt price is a text box, so we have to write the clear method over here. Now let me just start this, and when I click on this, let's see if it works or not. I select all this stuff. Okay, so I have selected and filled data inside of each of these, and when I click on reset, everything is removed. So you can observe one small stuff. Now the reset button is working fine, but here you can see this. Now these stuff is quite light and quite small. So how to make this big? So you have to do few changes inside this. So I'm going to select all these text boxes and combo box at one. Press the CTRL key, and after this you have to just select like this. I'm going to make changes in the font of these. Let me just make this big. Move back over here, select this font, just click on this, and it will move this one to 11 and bold. Okay, sorry, regular. Let me just make this regular and 12. And now let's start and let's see how it look like. It's looking nice, but the color of these texts is quite lighter. So I'm going to change the size of color font also. So let me just do that. So for color, I'm going to change this one to black, light black. Okay, so I'm going to start this once again and let's see how it look like. Okay, so now it's looking nice. Here you can see this. Okay, so that's it for this video, guys. In the next video I'm going to show you how to design for this customer. Okay, so when I click on this, and the new form will be appear, new user control will be appear over there. So I'm going to show you how to design that. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like this video, and I hope you enjoy coding with us, and please share as much as you can. We need a little bit of support to just grow. Thanks for watching.